So we're already heading in a new path, and that new path is already starting to show some really big wins.
Thanks, Adam, for giving us a testimonial, being willing to give us a testimonial. Maybe if we start, maybe just tell us a bit about yourself, about your business, who you are, what you do.
So I run a company called Wavelength Creative, and we are a multimedia and branding company, essentially. So we help businesses to create content that positions them as an expert online and helps them build their brand and get more customers and leads. Now, over the last decade or so, we've done this essentially as a multimedia production partner, essentially helping businesses to produce their podcasts and social media content. And we do all of like the back of house editing and production and posting of all of that content. Now, the challenge that we're going through is that the marketplace is changing, and that business model is a really tricky one to construct and maintain. And so this transformation that we're going through at the moment is, I guess, trying to come up with a variation on that model that carries forward all of our existing credibility and all of the case studies and all of the amazing work that we've done and knowledge that we've accumulated over that last decade, but converting that into a model that is more profitable, more sustainable, and that is going to essentially just be a better vehicle for us moving forward.
When you were going through the process of I need to kind of maybe seek some external input or support or whatever you want to call it, mentorship, what were you kind of looking for, and why did you find us to be a good fit for that?
So when we wanted to start making this change, the thing that we were really lacking was a lot of clarity about where to head next. Business is a really complicated game, right? There is like moving goalposts all the time. The market is changing rapidly. We've got AI coming at us at 100 miles an hour. We've got economic headwinds on the other end where cost of living crisis is all happening concurrently. And as a business owner, you can end up in this spot where it's like, what the hell do I do? Like, I know I need to pull some levers and make changes, but there's like 1,000 different knobs and dials and decisions that I need to make. And so I don't really even know where to start with that. So the reason that we ended up here is because I came across your work, Wes, and the Limitless Business Framework, and it really just spoke to me as a business owner, because you've got all of the structure laid out. You've got a bunch of great tools and resources that we can use to understand the context of how to operate my business better. And then you've got these clarity sessions where I can come and ask questions and help to kind of unpick some of the nuance of these decisions. And you're bringing your expertise and your team's guidance that really helps to get at the heart of some of these really tricky business problems to solve. So yeah, I found that enormously helpful.
A lot of people commence immediately with the growth Accelerator, which is all about applying the Limitless Business Framework into their business. And you sort of, when you joined, you took a bit of a back seat on that, and you needed a bit more focus on what we call the Clarity Club, which is our weekly sort of clarity sessions, various discussions around all the different challenges that you're facing at any one time, right? How would you describe that process? Like, has it been helpful? To what degree has it helped you?
So there was a reason we did it this way, and that's because I had some real existential problems that we needed to solve and solve quickly. And so rather than going through the process of implementing a methodology, I needed like quick answers and quick guidance. And the reason for that is I'm a solo founder. I run a bootstrapped business. And so I don't really have anyone else in my company or anyone else really in my life that I can go to with some of these really critical, thorny problems to get to the bottom of. And frankly, anyone that I can work with who I trust to give me real solid business advice who has been there and done it before. I don't have anybody that knows how to do that stuff. And so that's what really appeals me working with you, as you've done this before. You've built an 8-figure company. You know the pitfalls, the lessons to implement, the chasms that you have to jump over, the things to avoid, because you've basically been through that battlefield yourself, and have the scars and the trophies that come with it. And so, yeah, the reason that was really important is running a business is really fucking hard. And there's no rule book, there's no one that teaches you how to do this. There is a lot of content online about how to run a better business. A lot of it is crap. And the stuff that is good is really hard to find the needle in the haystack. And then when you do find good stuff, it doesn't necessarily apply this kind of one-to-one perfect map on top of your business, because your business is a unique butterfly that's different from, whatever the guru online is talking about. And so Clarity Club and the Clarity sessions that I've come to and that we've had discussions about, hey, I've got this really tricky problem, or even basic stuff. I don't know how to solve this one specific tactical thing. Just having somebody that I can kind of throw an idea against the wall and bounce an idea off and get tailored, customized, specific support to my business has been so helpful.
All right, so it's been a good experience for you, is what I'm hearing. Which obviously I'm glad to hear. We want people to win. We want people to feel supported and obviously succeed in the long term. And I think you hit a few interesting points there, because business is a team sport, but it's also really lonely for founders, right, and for business leaders, because it's almost like you're isolated in your own company. Like, you've obviously got a team around you, but there's certain conversations that you can't have with your team, right? And that's what I found in my journey, and I'm hearing a bit of that from you as well. That's part of what you value, right? Is sort of that almost like a neutral sounding board, if you like.
So there's two parts to it, actually. When you run your own business, it is a lonely journey, and there are certain conversations you can't have with your team because you don't want to scare your staff off, who get worried that things are changing, or they don't have the context or knowledge to make big financial decisions that could affect their job going forward, right? So you don't want to freak your staff out. Also, you're the boss for a reason, and they're the different functional roles for a reason. They're not equipped to have the strategic discussions and decisions that need to be made. So the other part is, it is lonely as a business owner without having a sounding board to work with and bounce ideas off. Because, and I encounter this all the time, I don't know if I'm doing a good job as the boss of a company. Nobody comes to me at the end of the week and says, hey, Adam, good bossing this week. You did a great job. Thanks for the feedback and the guidance you gave me and helping me come unstuck on that problem. You bossed real good this week. Nobody says that. They're just like, oh, my boss tells me what to do. Sometimes they have feedback I don't like. Sometimes they help me, but that's kind of their job. And they think that you're just a functional part of a structure, and they don't realize that you have feelings and insecurities and uncertainties as well, and you're just kind of making it all up as you go to some degree. And it's just I'm just a couple of steps ahead of maybe where they are in terms of their level of knowledge. So when your staff comes to you and goes, hey, well, how do I solve this problem? Half the time I'm like, I actually don't know, but I have a little bit more confidence to just figure it out than what they do. And so having access to having access not only to you, Wes, and your guidance, but also the group of other people in the Limitless Business Hub, make it really useful to kind of have some camaraderie and the ability to feel like I'm on this journey with other people going through the same or similar challenges.
Excellent. I'm glad you're seeing some of that value. So let me ask you a couple more questions. If you had to kind of rewind the clock, number one, would you make the same decision to join us?
So if I was to rewind the clock, would I make the same decision and join the Clarity Club and Limitless Business Framework? The answer is 100% yes. The personalized and contextual guidance that I've received from Wes and from this program has really, truly helped unstick a bunch of challenges that I've had in my business. Things that would have taken me months to try and figure out myself have been unlocked much quicker. And I know, like, it's called Clarity Club for a reason. It's because it gives me the clarity that I need to, like, have confidence, I suppose, in the decisions that I'm making. Just I am the kind of person that likes to strategize a lot and come to the right decision before I make a big business move. And working with Wes has really helped me to make those decisions a lot faster. And we know that speed in business is one of the key things. So yeah, would I do it again? Hell yes.
What would you say to others considering, either the Growth Accelerator or a direct sort of entry into Clarity Club?
What would I say to someone who's considering joining Clarity Club and the Limitless Business Framework? One thing, just do it. It will make a profoundly impactful difference to your business, to your profits, to your state of mind, to your confidence, and just, like, I guess in some ways, like your sense of self. Right, you'll be much calmer and have a greater sense of what you need to do next, and where it's going to take you. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, it is worth it. Just do it.
Based on what you've experienced so far and the initial parts of the Growth Accelerator, how do you see the trajectory of your business now, having entered the ecosystem and with that support behind you, sort of looking out over the next 1 to 5 years' time?
Yeah. So first of all, I feel a lot more confident in the next steps that I am already taking. So it's not just like theory. I have taken a bunch of action as a result of that. So we're already heading in a new path, and that new path is already starting to show some really big wins. So there's definitely more for us to do and to continue to invest in. But like, really early signs are that we're seeing some really positive momentum, new revenue, new streams of revenue, new which is, a new business model and a slightly different way of packaging our services that are much more profitable, like hugely, like profoundly different to what we've done in the past. And so, like, I am so excited about the mountain of work that I have ahead of me, which is like a really great place to be, because sometimes when you've got a lot of work ahead, it can feel like drudgery. But I've got so much work to do, and I am ready to kick ass on it because I can see that there is huge potential there. So yeah, I've got confidence, I've got excitement, and yeah, I can see like a profoundly different future in the months and years ahead. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome, Adam. And it's so cool to see like those different levels of energy, right? Because, obviously when you speak with people over a period of time, right, you get to see the highs and the lows and because business is a bit of a roller coaster, right? And so, to see that upbeat energy and sort of that shift in frame from massive challenge, mountain to climb sort of thing. Oh, it's like almost like a negative kind of feel. And to see that shift where people are re-energized, like, what you're experiencing at the moment and what you're going through, is fantastic to see. Because, if you're going to climb the mountain, you may as well enjoy the journey, right? Enjoy the hike, as opposed to wait until the end. Don't be one of those people.
This is the thing with business. Business is an infinite game. There is no top of the mountain. You are continually climbing. And so I think the trick that we often play on ourselves is that we think we're going to delay this gratification and go, oh, I'll be happy when. When what? When you get to the top of the mountain, which doesn't exist, because once you get to the top of one mountain, there's a different mountain beyond it. So I think the unlock that has been really helpful in this journey, Wes, is understanding that I need to enjoy the challenge that I'm in. And that requires a little bit of reframing sometimes, which you've helped with, but it also requires you to be doing the right challenge. You should be working on the right hard. Choose your hard. And so for a long time, I think the hard that I was dealing with was the wrong hard. It was like I was trying to scale a sheer cliff face, Whereas now I'm still doing a tricky hike, but it's tactical terrain. I've got the right gear, I've got my poles, I've got the right hiking shoes and pack, and all the all the right tools and resources. So I feel equipped to do the right kind of hard.
Mate, thank you so much for your good words. I always appreciate it. It's always great to be able to share people's experience right on the inside.
Awesome. Well, they're truthful and they come from a place of like lived experience. So
Yep.
I wouldn't say nice things unless I truly believe them. I'm pretty straight shooter. So yeah, no, thank you for all your guidance, and I'm looking forward to what we can achieve together.